Hey, it's Sebastian. I'm here with my 944. Right now it's on the battery maintainer. First, as you can see here, my work table is kind of a mess. So are my drawers. So I was just gonna do a little time lapse of just cleaning that up, and I'll get to you guys when I finish that. And here we go, a mostly clean workspace. Still didn't organize it very much, but it's pretty good. These are some screws that I kept from the mid-console, but besides that, a lot of these are just parts for future projects. Here we just have miscellaneous parts, just from the garage, cleaning, etc. And this part, I actually found it. It's a piece for my go-kart project that I'm doing with my engineering club. So yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that in. It's a little mounting thing for a bearing, so for the live axle. So we will need this, and it was a good find. But from here, we're gonna make our objectives for today. So let me just make those. So first, for today, I just wanted to try to get at least one or two of these things done. We have the fuel gauge. My fuel gauge isn't working, and I think it could be due to a sensor problem. And that once we get to that, it should be an easy fix. Next is a throttle cable. Like I said earlier, it's a little bit loose due to a project that I did before, making the accelerator a little laggy. And then finally, the interior, just some little interior problems that I would like to get finished. And everything should be pretty easy, so we'll see how it goes. So right there where the cassette is, over there is where the fuel gauge is. So I just have to pick up the carpet, and the very first thing that I did, trying to get this rear hatch open, I turned the key. I put it all in there. I turned the key and nothing happened. I don't get any reaction. There's no clicking that you can hear. If you hear it right here, there's nothing going on. So I think it may be an electrical issue, so we're gonna look at that real quick. So going to the fuse box, I thought it could be number one, which is the tailgate release, which was right there. I just took it out, and I was inspecting it, and you can see there seems to be no issue. It's the same 25 amp fuse, so it seems to be fine. I don't think this would be the issue. If anything, I'll just replace it just in case to see. But yeah, it isn't this, which means that it's probably something back there. So I'm gonna have to crawl in there and look at things. I was able to see that this whenever I turn it, this micro switch actually activates. So you can see the micro switch right there getting activated. So it's not that following the wires. This connection seems to be fine. These connections do as well. So I'm worried that it's something a little bit farther down the line. So after resecuring some connections, now the rear hatch is working. When I put the key in, if I can put the key in, come on. If I put the key in. So we have that problem figured out. Now, let's look more into this issue. Alright, so here we have the gas sensor, and you can see it's just a screw on with a plug and two little fuel lines. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these fuel lines out, just with taking off the clamps, and then unplug this, and then just unscrew this, and then you pull it out. So I'll tell you how that goes. This is how it looks. As you can see, it's very dirty. We have some crust. I don't even know what this is, some buildup there. But yeah, we're gonna have to clean this up. All we need is some brake cleaner and some greasy knuckles. So let's get through this job. By the way, I didn't mention it, but I'm actually using someone's tutorial. So I'll link their video down in the description if you want to use it. But yeah, let's get started. So to disassemble this, there's a small little nut right here. I think this is 7 out of 32, but I just used an adjustable wrench here to take it out. It's 5.5 millimeters. So then you slide all of that off, and you take this off. Look, here's another piece of who knows what coming off of there. It looks like it's some sort of material that has dissolved in the gasoline, and then from there again you use your, it seems like this one's going to be a little bit tougher to get into, but we'll see what happens. After a lot of fighting with it, we finally got it off. Here it is. You can see this wire is just flying all over the place. So basically how it works is this thing is in the tank, and if I can get this wire to stay in place. And what happens is this floats down in the gas, depending on, or I guess here, this floats in the gas, and depending on where it is, it sends a certain resistance, and then that is sent to the fuel gauge. And as you can see, the lines have built up a lot of gunk, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean all this gunk up, and as you saw, this wire is broken, which is probably why this thing hasn't been working. So we're gonna clean it up, and then afterwards we're gonna see whether we should keep it or we're gonna buy a new one. One of these new ones costs around $200, so it would be pretty expensive, but if it's gonna fix it, it's worth it. So I'm just putting some parts cleaner on this, just cleaning it up. This piece. Alright, so I forgot to record the explanation, but at this point, I realized that because this wire was broken beyond repair, I would have to buy a new part, which was going to cost me about $150, but honestly, it was probably for the better because the car needed the new part anyways, and this fuel sender is so vital for the car, it was way worth the $150. We are back. After a week, the new part finally came in. I bought this part. Well, let me get my receipt here. I bought this part off of 944 online. I highly suggest, if any of you guys are buying parts, this is the place to go. I bought this remanufactured from Euro Parts, and it was $145.62. So let's open it up. So here we have our, put this down, our new part. As you can see, it's in thankfully much better condition than what this part is in. This part also was super hard to take apart because everything was so rusted together and everything. So honestly, we may have broke this little wire in here from just trying to get it open because it was so hard. We used a lot of these things. I actually got from the video. It said to use one of these, and this actually didn't help at all. This one was much better to use. It got much better grip, and we had a lot more torque on it, so a lot more leverage. So we're gonna go ahead. Everything's already on this, so all we have to do really is just clean it off and put it in, and then hopefully it'll be finished. Before we put it in though, I'm gonna test it, and I'm gonna show you guys how to test your fuel sending unit. So let's get in the car and go do that. So here we have the new fuel sending unit, and what we're gonna do is we're going to plug it in. Here I have the plug that we took out earlier. We're gonna plug it in, and we're gonna put it up and down, and you can hear that float moving around. And what you should see is that that gauge on your car going up and down as you put the little float up and down. So we'll see. Right, so from watching the video, you could see that this fuel sending unit worked very well. So all we're gonna do is we're going to put it back in, and then we'll see. I guess the only thing I can do is drive around and see if it gives me an accurate reading. So yeah, I'm going to start the reinstallment process now. And after a bit of patience, we got it all connected up. It's plugged in and everything. Everything's looking nice. So all you gotta do is put that cap back on. And there you have it. Everything's back up. I'm just gonna let it all settle, and probably put an air freshener in here because, ooh, it smells a lot like gas. But yeah, the job is finished, and I have a working gas gauge. So come to the whiteboard right here and check that off. Right, so we finished that job. As for the throttle cable and some of the interior, we'll do that next time. So I'll see whenever I get that. I'll record some videos on it, and I'll post it over here. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.